Imperial to metric or metric to imperial unit conversions can also take 2 steps. Nick and his dad rented a 10-foot tall U-Haul truck to move across the country. They're approaching a low bridge that says clearance 2.8 meters. They need to know what to do. So they need to know their 10-foot tall truck in meters so they can know whether or not they can safely pass under the bridge. To go from feet into meters using the relationships that we saw previously, it means that we need to go in 2 steps from feet into centimeters and then centimeters into meters. It always helps to make a little map like that so that it'll help guide you through the unit conversion. So we're starting with 10 feet and we need to start by converting that into centimeters. So feet on the bottom to cancel feet, centimeters on top to end up with centimeters, and for every 1 foot there's about 30.48 centimeters. That's step 1. That gets us from feet into centimeters. Now we need to get from centimeters into meters. So we multiply by another fraction, get rid of our centimeters by putting it on the bottom, and end up with meters by putting it up on top. And there's 1 meter for every 100 centimeters. So feet will cancel with feet, leaving me with centimeters in step 1. Then centimeters will cancel with centimeters, leaving me with meters in step 2. So now we have 10 times 30.48 over 1 times a fraction of 1 over 100. So this actually has a mix 10 times, a mix of multiplication and division, 10 times 30.48 divided by 100. And so let's do these in our calculator. I get 3.048 meters. So the truck is too tall. They should turn around, find an alternate route because they're not going to fit under the bridge. Example 2, a yard is roughly 1 step long. So about how many steps is it going to take in a 5-kilometer race? So again, let's make a little map. We need to go from kilometers into yards. So kilometers, the only unit conversion I have is to go into miles. So let's start there. I could go from kilometers into miles, and then I could go from miles into yards with my miles and yards relationship. So we're starting with 5 kilometers. And first we're going to turn that into miles. So times a fraction, we need kilometers on the bottom, miles on top. And for every 1 mile, there's about 1.609 kilometers. Then we go from miles into yards. So miles on the bottom, yards on the top, and there's 1,760 yards for every 1 mile. So again, we have a mix of division and multiplication. So you can see in that first step, we have 5 divided by 1.609, and then times 1,760. So do this as you're comfortable with your calculator. It might be easiest done in 2 steps. To do 5 divided by 1.609 first, get that number, then multiply it by 1,760. That's a very straightforward way to do it that will limit mistakes. And when I do that, I get 5,469, rounding to the nearest whole number, yards. So it would take about 5,469 steps to complete the race. Always remember that you're trying to answer the original question. And so if the original question asked us for steps, let's give a number of steps.